What's up, everyone? This is JY back at the Andy Fein's wonderful violin shop. I got my cameraman here today, Martin. He's gonna help me out. Today, we're just gonna go through a different range of instruments. The first one's gonna be a rental violin made by one of the apprentices not at this violin shop, but nearby, but it's quite solid, so I'm excited to show that off to you. So, why don't I play a little bit of good old J.S. Bach? Just kidding. Wonderful resonance, very bright, solid tone, not fighting it at all. It's a very good, responsive instrument. Resonates very well. I will say that it's not internally resonating as much you would find in a more expensive one. So if you're playing a D, does the overtones of the other strings go off? Not as much, but you know, that's what makes an instrument very strong is, does the bottom string resonate? Modulation there, but what a great instrument. If you're just starting out, maybe you're starting out in high school, you want to try out your next range of instruments. I think if you're a high school student and you're in the advanced stages, this is going to be more than enough for you. Wonderful. Let's go try the dryer room. I like to try the dry room to see how much the sound changes when we are working with carpet and working with a tall ceiling where it's not just, you know, plaster or drywall or anything. So very good high range, very strong high range. The lower range, I'm finding the louder I go, good instruments, you can go really nasty, really loud. And so I'm doing a more controlled forte here, make sure not to create a lot. So if I play the normal amount that I usually play, still very good. Still very good. This is a fighter. I can tell this one really is gonna take it. So if you're new into the advanced series of music, this will really do well. Let's try a couple of other things. So the violin maker Andy Fein came by to give a couple of different carbon fiber chord instruments. So let's see how well these bounce. It does fast pretty well. Let's try slow. Very lightly. I'm playing very lightly, meaning it overreacts and is kind of a little more flimsy than my bow, which is more tight. Notice how it's louder this time? It's just the nature of this instrument too. They're not bad. Let me try some of the other carbon fiber bows. These bows are less than $1,000, about $700, and they function quite well. I'm using smaller motions. Smaller motions because the more you try to move, the more they're not gonna behave the way you want them to. So a smaller motion is a little bit more controllable. With my bow, I can use a lot more motion. You'll notice with my hand like this, I'll be way more motion. But with these new carbon fiber bows, in order for me to play with that consistency, that's how you know money buys power, because it's easier to do those things. So these don't bounce as well, and the sound quality is a little quieter. Compare this to my bow. So some of it has to do with I'm pretty sure the quality of the hairs on these bows. Oh, this one's quite pretty. Check out how bright the wood is. I like this finger guard. Love the wood. This is $450. This is another carbon fiber bow. Notice how this one hardly bounces. So my technique hasn't changed, but look, you can already hear how sloppy I'm making it sound. it's a little weaker. It's not as tight, not as reactive as these. Yeah. So these bows here, they're a little cheaper, but I think they will do whatever you want, especially these ones that are $6.59. They actually function very well. You'll be able to actually do many of the techniques. It's just gonna be quieter, not as much motion, and also sound quality may be a little different. So now we are moving onto instruments that are not even for sale. These are really part of a treasured collection for Andy. So this one's even better than the one I have. Wow. Very bright, even in these higher string registers, when you tend to get more wolf tones, more warmer sounds. This really retains the brightness while also having the higher register sounds. Tell these instruments haven't been played as much because the strings on this side is not greased up. It's very very clean. So these have not been played for a while. Not exactly what I'm used to. This is not entirely a Bach Baroque type of instrument, so there's still room there are different tastes that you can have for your instrument. So like for a solo violin, wonderful, melodic, very good for your romantic music. Andy, do you want to say hi to my followers real quick?
Sure.
This is the man behind the magic.
Hello, John's followers.
He does a wonderful
You can
job.
also find us on YouTube at feinviolins.com.
Yes, I'll be putting that information in the description below where you can see the catalog of his instruments as well as demos of the instruments there, other from, not from myself, but more professional players, I guess. So yeah, Thank you.
Sure. There's your violin. Check it out. I'll bring up the soloist too.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. So this one, very lyrical, very melodic. Not exactly the best for like Baroque music, but I think for romantic, classical, and above, the lyricism that you can have with these is fantastic. Unbelievable. It's like playing on silk. I've never had such a strong first impression from an instrument before. Wow. This is unbelievable.
Isn't that amazing?
It is like playing on silk. I'm getting chills just even thinking about how.
Now that was restored by my friend Amnon Weinstein.
Yeah.
Worked in Tel Aviv. And it's the maker, Cotton, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was it Colton or Cotton? It's Walter E. Colton. In Brooklyn, late 1800s. He modeled it after Ole Bull's violin, which was a DeSalo violin from the 1500s.
Yeah.
So,
And this one's not for sale, people.
okay, now trivia. Where's the nearest statue of Ole Bull?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
He's a famous Norwegian violinist on par with Paganini.
Sure.
He was sponsored by the Sons of Norway. There's a statue of him in Warren Park.
Oh, wow.
One of the few statues of a violinist anywhere in the world.
Very Minnesotan of us.
Yeah, it really is.
To embrace that. Wow.
And for a long time, his bow was missing. Recently they replaced his bow also.
I'll have to check that out. Loring Park, you said.
It's in Warren Park, yeah.
Wow, wonderful. This is so crazy. Unbelievable how good this violin's making me sound. I am not this good usually. Let's try this out in the dry room. It's so wonderful, so balanced. It's not bright, it's not mellow. It is so well balanced. So. Oh yeah. most instruments would beg to have this level of sound in such a dry room. It's almost like it deteriorates very little between the two rooms. So that's how you know the quality is embedded in the instrument here. It's so good and loud. I can hear the room playing this violin back to me. It's incredible, the amount of sound it can generate. Let's go try my violin. And although this violin is fantastic, let's see how mine does. This one is obvious. I obviously bought this, and so probably won't sound as good, but we'll see. Already, there's a split second of responsiveness that's lacking here in this instrument. My violin's brighter, and so it's not the well-balanced sound that the other one is. Let's try the dry room again. Definitely the two other instruments that I've just played, those two instruments, way beyond this. It's next level. Super responsive. As soon as the bow moves, there's a good sound. So here we go, like. Wait right here, I'm gonna go grab the Colton. Truly wonderful. Let's see how responsive this instrument is. Two considerations. Has it been played? The strings aren't rosined up. And I think this one has fast projected tone, meaning I feel like it's messy here, but it's probably clean out there. got that old charm as well. You know, that's where it gets the nice balance, as I can imagine 50 to 100 years ago, this was a very bright sounding instrument, but over time it gets mellow and mellower. So that's where this nice balance comes from. All right. Well, why don't we head back to say our goodbyes. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this showcase of the bows, the rental violin here, phenomenal, and these two instruments that are simply next level. Sound quality and reactiveness is very nice. And I suppose the reason I came here was because there was kind of a sharpness here that Andy was able to sand out, and so this feels good. All right, so fantastic. I hope everyone checks out the catalog for Andy's shop, Fein Violins in St. Paul, Minnesota. All right, so until next time, everybody, it's me and the cameraman Martine, of course, doing a great job. All right, thanks, everyone.